Welcome back to everyone who's coming here for another CB750 episode. Yes, CB750 again. Not the engine video that I promised, because crank is still being measured. The people that are doing it for me are really busy at the moment. They've got so many cranks to sort out. Mine is in the order, of course, so I will be getting it this week, so hopefully by Friday at least there'll be a video. If not Friday, it'll be guaranteed on Monday. But anyway, CB750 video, and we're going to look at the seat and the cowl today. For the seat itself, I've got some of this stuff, which is something like £9, something or other foam that it's made of, little bits and compressed. Basically it's seat foam. You've got different kinds of foam, firm, medium, soft, and then you've got this stuff which is super firm. As you can see, it's made out of little bits of foam and everything, so this is what we are using. Let's try and juggle the seat foam on the camera. Yes! So we're going to put this on the base. We're also fabricating the seat cowl today. The seat cowl, I'm going to start off by making cardboard mock-up first, see how that works, and then we'll be making it out of steel. Steel is not my strong point. I am not a steel fabricator. The tools I have are limited. I don't have an English wheel to be smoothing things out. So it could prove out to be a struggle. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to use plenty of butane gas, that's for sure. One thing I know with steel is that you heat it up, it starts becoming soft, flexible. I know that you're weakening the strength of it when you do that, but I mean, for a seat cowl it doesn't really matter. It's not structural, it's purely an aesthetic, visual thing. So I'll be heating up, bending that, seeing if that works, and if it does, happy days, we can put the seat on. Now that is one thing I haven't shown you yet. No, not my finger. And that. The tank itself has been sandblasted. There are a few little rusty patches here. Of course, it's not going to be left like this. It's got like a weird look on it. It looks like it's been spray painted silver at the moment because of the rough texture of sandblasting, but we are going to be polishing that. That's going to be kind of polished, not to a high chrome look or anything like that, or a high polished steel. It's just going to be polished to a point where it looks a bit nicer than that. So these little metal spots here, where my blurry finger is pointing to, don't worry about those, and the badges obviously go in the back, and there's going to be some beautiful decals all on it. It's going to be a beautiful steel tank. And there we have it now. That is the rough mock-up for the bike, or for the cowl I should say. Looking at it now, we've got that nice line. What I love about the CB750 tank, especially this, the double overhead cam 79 model, is that this little bit here just comes down and that just breaks the line up, and that is what I love about the bike. The model that came after this had more of a flatter bottom on there rather than an angled one. But this, you can see how that line works nicely from the top all the way down to the bottom then. So what I've got here labelled B, even though it looks like a pair of boobs or testicles. B for back, meaning that it's the back of that there. So I've doubled up on that. So this will be back of the cowl, that can be the back of the seat, and then they should match up. So what I've done now, I've realised that I needed a reinforcement bar to hold this back thing in, just for the time being. Whether that stays in there or not, I don't really care, but it's there for the time. Take the seat out, and there we have it. Right, so what I've got here is a really crudely pieced together cowl, pretty much. Welded just along the edge on the inside, but that is your basic shape. I now need to just cut it off. Pretty much what I've done is just bent the metal around, as you can see, really crudely, and I'll see if this actually works as a cowl. I'm definitely not a metal worker, that is for sure, but heck, if we can get something looking good and half decent, then that's fine. I mean, the other option is to fiberglass it, but I wanted to try something different. I've done fiberglass before, I haven't done this, so it's my first go. Yeah, let's see if it works. A bit closer to the final product, bit cut round, bit of shaving to do. I think we're getting there. And so I didn't record a lot of that before because, to be honest, I didn't think it was going to work. I thought I was in a losing battle. What has turned out is actually seriously kind of impressed myself here. This is the final product. Okay, so there are a few little dents on it. This one little dent just up there, I don't know if you can see that. Tiny little dent. I mean, there are ways of straightening that out if I was going to keep it metal. I'm not sure if I will actually, because obviously it's steel and it's going to rust. I think this stuff probably rusts a lot faster than the actual tank does. What I've done is I've put 3 bolts. These 2 little bolts down here are loose because obviously they need to move depending on what position they go to, but what I have done is actually drilled holes in this side so I can actually hold these down and then screw nuts onto them on the bottom, but that is it. This is your cowl. I mean, there's a few little rough areas down here, a few little rough areas there, but this is it. How neat is that? First go, first attempt. I know it's not really panel beating, it's kind of cheating, it's melting metal with heat. Gives us the result that we need. Amazing. Okay, so that is it for this episode. I've deliberately sat this side here so you can actually see what I've done there. I'm seriously impressed with it. I am actually seriously impressed with how it turned out. I had no idea it would turn out this good. I'm gonna blow my own trumpet now. I think it's needed. It goes to show that when you're building bikes, even if you're a newbie and you've never dealt with bikes before or anything, do it. Do it. If you try something, if you take a chance on something, especially anything in life, if you take a chance on anything at all, you know, really give it your all, you'll end up with something that you're actually happy with and end up with a new skill in a way. I know what I've done wrong on that. I mean, there are a few little bits that I could have done better on that, but still, it's a learning process, isn't it? With that being my first attempt to actually curve something, make something look like it's part of a body of something, like a car body, I hats off to panel beaters, to these people with ultimate skill in their hands that actually create things like this from scratch, from aluminium and steel and everything. Hats off to you. The seat foam at the back is going to be addressed. I know that it's a little bit thick, it sticks over the top and everything like that. I've crudely cut that just so I can see how everything fits and I can see what needs to be changed on that. So again, it's a working process with that. Next steps with that it'll need to be obviously cut, it'll need to be fabricated out of material, leather. We can have some amazing stitching design on that. We can really have fun with the seat. And the back, I think, as I mentioned, I think I'm going to paint it black. Only because there's a few little dents in it and I don't think that steel, I don't think that I'm going to keep the steel look. It will be black, and then the tank itself can just be the only raw steel bit there. But again, that's up to the motorcycle owner to decide. If he wants to keep it steel, we can do that. So with that all said, next week's videos will be on the Ducati and the CB750 as well. And I haven't forgotten about the GS at the moment. I'm waiting a few little bits for the GS. Again, only because I nicked the handles from the GS to put on the CX and everything like that. We also need to wire up the indicators and the rear light on the GS. That's the last remaining bit to do on the GS before I can take that for an MOT as well. So if you like what you see, stay up to date with these 4 bikes. Subscribe on Instagram, you can see upcoming shots of work that's not yet released on YouTube. It's always a good place to have a sneak peek of what I'm actually doing day to day. And also, if you want, show your support at fortheboldindustries.com, which is the website which sells the merchandise for this channel. If you do buy any merchandise, please tag me on Instagram. So until next week, ride safe, have a good weekend, enjoy.